Hello, and welcome to day 5 of the 30-day yoga challenge. Today we are working towards wheel and some wheel progressions. Don't worry if that sounds a little intimidating. I will offer lots of different options so that you can find a way to make the practice your own and make it more or less accessible, depending on if you would like the challenge. When you're ready, we'll begin in a seated position. So take a moment to get comfortable. You could place something under the hips if you like the hips to be a little higher. Rest the hands on the knees and close your eyes. And start by taking a deep breath in and lift your head up. Try to lengthen your spine. And with your exhale, relax your shoulders. You may even find a sense of sinking into your seat, relaxing into position. Inhale deeply, lengthen upwards. And exhale completely. Relax into your seat. Take a few more breaths in this way, just observing the movement of the breath and how it travels through the body. Then find a steady, natural breath. Open your eyes. Cactus your arms. And with an inhale, draw your arms back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and puff up your chest. As you exhale, draw the arms together around your back, bring chin to chest. Inhale, arms open, draw the chest forwards. Exhale, round your back, draw the arms together. A few more times. Inhale, open, expand. Exhale, close and compress. One more inhale. And exhale. Then roll your shoulders back. Keep your arms in this cactus position and squeeze your shoulder blades together. You're looking to feel some engagement in the back. If it feels okay, you could even tilt your head to look up. Hold for one more breath in. Exhale. Relax the arms by your side. Keep the right fingertips up to the right side and reach the left arm up and over as you bend to the right. Turn your chest open as you inhale. Then with your exhale, press away from the mat, lift up. Left fingertips come to the left side, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, turn your chest open. Exhale, lift back up. And turn to face the front of the mat if you want already. And set up for boats. So hands rest at the backs of the knees. Sit back and lift your feet. This could be option number 1. Option number 2, you could extend the legs. Option number 3, index and middle fingers wrap around the big toes. Then find a place to focus your gaze to help with the balance and steady your breath. Rebend the knees, and you could use your hands either side your body for support for this next part. Start with an inhale and lift the knees up as high as you can. As you exhale, extend your legs and lower down into low boat. Pause here, draw the lower belly down, engage the lower abdomen. Inhale, lift up, lift the knees as high as you can, coming into high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high boat. 3 more at the pace of your breath. Last one. Pause in high boat. Cross your ankles and you can either rock forwards to find tabletop or swing the legs around, whichever way works best for you. Spread your fingers wide, grip through your fingertips, then start to move in a circular motion, warming up the wrists. Lean as much weight forwards as you can, and then ease off as you draw back to take the weight out of the wrists. Keep this going a few more times. And then switch directions, so you're just reversing. Good. Stack shoulders over wrists. With your inhale, dip your belly down, arch your back, cow pose. Drag your hands back towards your knees and see if you can feel that same engagement you were feeling a few moments ago when we had the arms in that cactus position. Exhale, push the floor away, round the spine, bring chin to chest. Inhale, arch, drag the hands back towards the knees. See if you can feel that engagement. Exhale, press the floor away. Cat pose. Inhale to cow. Final time. Exhale to cat. Come back into a neutral spine, then lower down onto your belly. Bring the fingertips wide and create tense with your fingers. Press through the hands. Inhale to lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Then exhale, lower down. You may need to play around with the placement so that you feel more stable. So you could bring the hands closer to you as you press up and lift. Roll your shoulders back. Exhale, lower down. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now hover the hands off the mat this time. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Inhale, lift. Lift your chest. And just like we practiced a few moments ago, squeeze the shoulder blades together. See if you can feel that engagement in the back as we pause here. If it does become too much, fingertips could always come down for some additional support. Good. And release. Lower your hands down to the mat. Press back to tabletop. Keep the hips over the knees. Walk the hands forwards. Sink the chest down for puppy pose. Option 2, rest the chin or the forehead on the mat here. If you'd like to feel a little more sensation, then tent the hands just like we did a moment ago. And you may feel that you can access more space with the hands in this position. Deepen the breath. Good. Focus on the lower back now as you round your back. And send a wave through the spine and lower down onto your belly. Keep the hands under the shoulders, bring the legs together. Then roll onto the right side of the body, bend the left leg and place the foot behind you. Just tap the toes on the mat. Roll back through center. Go over to the left side, bend the right leg, tap the foot behind you. Come back through center. Then we'll add in some progression. So roll to the right, left foot taps behind you. This time lift the left arm up, maybe even turning your chest open. Back through center. Over to the left, right foot comes behind you. This time the right arm reaches up. Open your chest. Inhale here. Exhale back through center. One more progression. Roll to the right. Place left foot behind you. Left arm reaches up. Then pick up your hips. Inhale. If this is too much, you could always lower the right knee down for a modified version. Exhale. Come back down through center. Over to the left side. Inhale. Right foot comes behind. Reach the arm up. Pick up the hips. If you're modifying this time, the left knee is down. Pause. And with your exhale, come back through center. Press back into tabletop. Tuck your toes, pick up your hips, push back. Downward dog. Walk out your dog here. And there's also the option to walk out the hands, as we often neglect them here and it becomes just about the lower body. But you could also mimic the same movement that the legs are doing with the hands. Settle in and find stillness. Take a full breath in through the nose and an audible sigh out. Then look to the top of the mat. You could hop, step, or jump to forward fold. Exhale all the breath out in your fold. Then bend your knees, sit your hips back. Arms up for chair. If you're arching your back here, like I know I have a tendency to do, tilt your pelvis back like you're tucking your tail in between your legs to lengthen the lower back. Then sink the hips a little lower, shift weight back through the heels. Shift weight into the right foot. Slowly step or slide the left foot back into high lunge, moving with control. Then cactus the arms. Inhale, roll the shoulders back and see if you can invite a generous back bend here. If the balance becomes too much, then lower the back knee down. Look up to challenge the balance even more. Then lower the back knee if you haven't already. Let your front knee track forwards and untuck the back toes. Arms can rest by your side here. Roll the shoulders back, puff up the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Hold for one more breath in. Exhale out. Plant the hands, step to plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Option to modify here with the knees down. And on your inhale, you could take cobra, or if you're feeling warm and ready, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Pause for a breath in. Exhale out. Then you can hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale all the breath out in your fold. Bend the knees, sit the hips back, arms up, Utkatasana, your chair pose. Make any adjustments you need to. And sink the hips a little lower, shift the weight back through the heels. Shift the weight into the left foot with control. Either slide or step the right foot back to high lunge. Cactus the arms, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, find that generous back bend. Option to lower the back knee down. Option to lift the gaze to look up, which is even more challenging for the balance. Slowly lower the back knee if you haven't already. And let the front knee track forward as you untuck the back toes. Relax the arms by your side. And roll your shoulders back, puff up your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Pause for one more breath in. And exhale out. Plant the hands, step to plank. Inhale, hold your pose. Exhale, chaturanga, modifying if needed. Come all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, relax the arms by your side. Steady your breath. With an inhale, lift the legs. Arms and chest to come to locust. If you're needing support here, fingertips could be down on the mat. If your hip bones are digging into the mat, you could also place a rolled up blanket underneath you to make this more comfortable. Slowly lower the legs and make a pillow with your forearms. Rest your head in. Take a moment to reset. There's also the option to give the hips a little wiggle side to side. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Press up into tabletop. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Push back to downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high and open out your hip and bend your knee. Start to twist the torso open to the right side and see if you can place the right foot down behind you. At the same time, keep spinning the torso open. Right arm will reach overhead to come into wild thing. If you're modifying your wild thing here, the left knee could be down. So you're getting the same experience just with a little more support. Press the floor away, pick up your hips, pick up your heart. Hold for breath in. Exhale, step to plank. Pause for breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, find your back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg, open out the hip, bend the knee. Then start turning your torso open to the left. And this will make it easier to flip over, place the foot behind you, reach the left arm overhead to find wild thing. If you're modifying, the right knee is down. Focus on pressing the floor away. Pick up your hips, pick up your hearts. Inhale. Exhale, step to plank. Pause for a breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, go slow. Inhale, find your back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing for 5 steady breaths here. Good. Then look forwards, come down onto your knees and swing your legs around to sit down. Keep your knees bent and separate your feet hips width. Then place the left hand behind you with the fingers pointing to the back of the mat. With an inhale, lift your hips and reach your right arm overhead. So coming into a reverse tabletop. You could also work to turn the chest open and look down at the left hand. With your exhale, lower the hips down. Pause and rest. We'll add in a few progressions. Inhale, pick up the hips. Then see if you can spin the left hand a little bit so fingers are turning towards the left. Spin them back to your starting position. And then lower down. Take a moment to rest. One more progression here. Inhale to lift. See if you can spin the hand around and maybe you can draw the right fingertips down towards the mat. Maybe even spinning around into wheel. Pause wherever you find yourself. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, start to reverse that. So you're coming out with control. Then turn to face forwards, rest hands on knees. We'll take a few moments to reset. This is very demanding work for the body, so it's important to take this time to reset. Then placing the right hand behind you, fingers pointing to the back of the mat. With your inhale, pick up the hips, reach the left arm overhead, maybe even turning the chest open so you can look at your right hand. As you exhale, hips come down, pause and rest. Inhale, lift up. This time, seeing if you can play with spinning on the heel of that right hand. It may even just be a little spin. The fingers don't have to turn all the way around. And then reverse and come out. Take a moment to rest. Final progression. With an inhale, lift up. See if you can spin the hand around and place the left hand down on the mat. Maybe you can work your way into wheel. Pause wherever you find yourself. Inhale here. Exhale. And then reverse. So you're coming out the way you came in. And again, we'll take a few moments to pause, to regulate the breath. Lie down on your back. Keep your knees bent. Bring your feet close to the back of your hips. You want to just about be able to brush the heels with the fingertips, just so you've got a general idea of where the feet need to be. Then bring your hands and place them above your shoulders so that the fingers are pointing towards the feet. This may be challenging enough, just having the hands in this placement, and it is challenging. So it may be that you just work it here. If you notice your elbows are escaping out to the side, squeeze them in, keep them parallel. Option to stay here, or option to press through the heels, pick up the hips. You're coming into bridge with the hands in this position. Option to stay here for the next 5 breaths, or you could press into the hands, roll onto the crown of your head. Option to stay here, or you could work towards the final option, which is to push the floor away, lift the head off the mat to come into wheel. When you're here, you may find that you can bring the feet in a little closer to the hands, or maybe the hands a little closer to the feet. Try to focus on keeping the knees parallel if they're opening out to the side. And we'll pause here. To come out, reverse, so that you're coming out the same way you came in, gradually with control. Keep the knees bent, relax your arms by your side, and take this time to rest. Now, backbends are very physically demanding, as I've mentioned, so you may feel like that's as far as you'd like to go. If so, stay here. If you'd like to join me for one more progression, set yourself up for wheel again, so hands over the shoulders, fingers pointing towards the feet. And in one smooth move this time, see if you can lift all in one go. So I find it's helpful to take an inhale. Use the power of your exhale to push the floor away and lift up. And see if you can edge your feet in just a touch closer to you so that you can get your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your feet in towards the middle. Shift the weight into the left foot and see if you can lift the right leg off the mat. And it may be that you just keep the leg bent, or it may be that you can extend the leg up towards the sky. Pause for a few breaths, just feeling that shift of weight towards the left side to help you. Then plant the right foot back down. Shift weight into the right foot as you pick up the left leg, either keeping the leg bent or extending it up towards the sky. Pause. Steady your breath. Then lower the left foot down, and with control, gradually come down. Just reversing the way you came in. Shuffle your feet as wide as your mat, and then knock your knees together. Press the hands into the tops of the thighs, and push the thighs away from you. And at first, this may feel quite sensitive for the lower back. You may feel a lot of sensation there. Stay with it, breathe deeply as we work to decompress the spine as a way to reset. So keep applying that pressure, pressing the hands down into the thighs, breathing deeply. Good. And relax the arms by your side. Bring the feet in hips width. Then gently knock your knees from side to side. Go slow because, again, this may feel quite sensitive for the back. So just letting the knees fall over to the right and then over to the left a few times. The next time the knees fall over to the right, pause. Just find a gentle twist. And lift the knees back up, take them over to the left side. Pausing there. Lift the knees back up. And extend your legs. And reach your arms overhead. Bring the hands together, feet together. Then take your hands and your feet to the left corners of your mat. So you're bringing the body into a long curve. Reach all the way up to your fingertips, just finding that lengthening sensation down the right side of the body. Hold for breath in. Exhale, come through center. And then take the hands and the feet over to the right corners of your mat. Again, creating that sense of length down the left side of the body. Hold for breath in. Exhale out. Come back through center. Relax your arms by your side. Separate your legs to find Shavasana. Just making any little adjustments you need to before we settle in to find stillness. Deepen your breath. And bring your awareness back to your space. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And roll out your ankles and your wrists. And then hug your knees into your chest and roll onto your side. And when you're ready, join me back in a seated position. Just keeping the eyes closed for now. And sitting up tall, aligning the head over the base of the spine. We'll finish taking a deep breath in. Exhale out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I know it was quite physically demanding, so don't worry if you felt challenged. I know I did. It is difficult work that we're doing, so hopefully you can go away knowing that this was hard for everyone. Thank you again. I'll see you for the rest of the challenge.